We're starting to wrap up our introductory unit on intro to rhetorical analysis. So we're almost done with that. Basically, this is our last step. So yesterday, your task was to write a body paragraph on the FDR speech, which we worked with last week. So moving forward with that, today we're going to write introductory and concluding paragraphs. So as we think about the function and purpose of an introductory paragraph, we need to think about what information does my audience need to know in order to understand my body paragraph. So you've already written your body paragraph, or at least yesterday you should have been working on it, even if you're not finished with it. Today we're going to add introductory and concluding paragraphs. So you're not going to write a full-length 6-7 paragraph essay. We're simply practicing with introductions, conclusions, and a body paragraph. So for writing your introduction, so you're looking at how the parts of an introduction function, and then you're going to draft your own introduction for your FDR speech analysis. So basically, what you're looking for in your introduction, attention-grabbing opening sentence. This doesn't need to be anything like with a wow factor. Attention-grabbing opening sentence is simply providing information that the reader needs to know to draw them in. So we want to move away from things like questions like, have you ever read so-and-so's speech? We're not doing that anymore. So you'll see from the example here, like George W. Bush's 9/11 address to the nation on September 11th, 2001, came on the heels of the greatest tragedy this country has known since the attack on Pearl Harbor. So attention grabbing within this context is really just language choice. Greatest tragedy this country has known. So think about your language choices in that opening sentence and how you can use your language to draw in your reader. Necessary information. With this speech, President Bush's job is to reassure Americans that their government will keep them safe from further attack. So your necessary information is just a sentence or two of what your audience needs to know in order to understand your argument. So when we're talking about the FDR speech, which is what you'll be writing about, what does your audience need to know in order to understand the FDR speech? Cheers, I'm going to close it a little bit. Go through this, okay? Thank you. And then your thesis statement is going to address your what, how, and your why. So with this, President Bush reminds Americans of what it means to be citizens of this country. That's the what. That's what idea is being expressed. By using language that reinforces a sense of strength at a time when Americans felt so incredibly vulnerable. That's how. Using language. That's the how. How does he remind Americans what it means to be citizens of this country? He does it by using language. Why does he do it? In order to persuade his audience to move on. Okay? So when we're talking about introductions, that's what we're doing. When we're talking about constructing conclusions, thesis statement, bring your reader back to your original thesis. You may think about rewording it, summarize your findings, and then make a text-to-world connection, a big connection. Exemplar. So when looking at George W. Bush's speech, it is clear that he wants his audience to focus on their strengths in order to instill a sense of calm. All right, so that's our first step there. Bring my reader back to my original thesis. Bush accomplishes this by repeating the idea that America is a great nation and its citizens possess a strength that is indestructible. After being attacked as the country was, a natural response would be chaos. All right, so here I summarize my findings. That's a summary of what I saw in the text. After being attacked as the country was, a natural response would be chaos. However, the impact of this was a nation united under common principles, something that we haven't quite seen since then. And then my last sentence talks about it in generalities again. It talks about unification, in natural responses. So notice my conclusion is short, yours will be too. So your task for today then is to work on an introduction and a conclusion that goes through your body paragraph. If you need to go back to the original text, if you look at week 6, Day of Infamy speech, Friday activity, his Pearl Harbor speech. So you have several copies here of the speech. And then your activity from yesterday was writing your body paragraph. So first step, is if you haven't looked at the speech, you need to go back and look at the speech. Second step, write your body paragraph, and then you can work on your introduction and your conclusion. If you'd rather work on your introduction and then your body paragraph and then your conclusion, you can do it that way too, if you haven't done your body paragraph yet. If you're not sure about the speech or what's going on there, got it up there, close reading of FDR's Day of Infamy speech, recorded the whole thing when we went over it, so you can review that. All right? Questions about what we're doing today? Okay, you have time to work. You can work on your introductions and your conclusions. All right, and if you haven't done your body paragraph yet, that's where you should probably start.